the energy sector has recognized the current budget scenario.
Thank you, Aksa. I won't be taking long because there was not so much thing in the budget for particular to energy sector. Let's discuss some of the key pillars of Pakistan's energy crisis. Pakistan's energy crisis is basically one thing is that there are energy shortages, not just in terms of electricity generation, but in terms of total primary energy supply as well. Second is that we are dependent on imported and fossil fuels. Third, outdated transmission and distribution infrastructure, because of which we have enormous amount of system losses. Fourthly is circular debt, which is the result of those inefficiencies or outdated transmission distribution infrastructure. Lastly is the debate on affordability, that whether energy is accessible and affordable to the masses. In terms of budget allocations, there are three heads under which energy sector is related or linked or discussed in the speech of Finance Minister Saab. First one is the hydropower sector, for which 1.35 billion has been allocated. If I give you the breakdown, for Mohammed Dam, 10.5 billion rupees have been allocated. For Dasu hydro project, that is of 2,160 megawatts, 59 billion has been allocated. For Damir Bhasha Dam, 20 billion. Neelam Jhelum hydropower, that is 969 megawatts, 4.8 billion has been allocated. Extension of Tarbela Dam is allocated with 4.45 billion. Rehabilitation of Warsak Dam, that is $2.6 billion. So total is 101 billion for hydroelectric. This is 11% of total public sector development program, that is PSDP. Second head is the energy sector, which comes under the Ministry of Energy. 89 billion has been allocated for transmission lines. One coal power plant has been budget is allocated for one coal power plant, that is Jamshoro coal power plant. 9% of total PSDP is allocated for this energy sector. To give you a breakdown, for Jamshoro coal power plant, 12 billion rupees has been allocated. Pakistan, Tajikistan, 500 kV transmission line, 16 billion rupees have been allocated. For grid system efficiency of NTDC, 5 billion. For transmission system of Suki Kinari, Kohala and Mahal hydroelectric dams, 20 billion. And transmission line for Dasu Dam allocated for 6 billion. Total is 59 billion, that is 9% of total PSDP. Third head is agricultural tube wells. 30 billion have been allocated for solarization of agricultural tube wells, 5% of total PSDP. Just to give you some statistics, total tube wells in terms of agriculture, there are 15 lakh tube wells, 12 lakhs are diesel power tube wells, 3.1 lakhs are electric power tube wells. Budget allocated in this budget is for 3% of those total solar power, total agriculture tube wells. 5% of PSDP has been allocated for this. What are some strengths in terms of energy sector for this budget? One is that the budget is renewable energy focused budget. I give you the breakdown, 66% of total energy related expensive or projected expensive comes from hydroelectric or renewable energy projects, 26% for transmission system, and 8% for that coal power plant that is being built in Jamshoro. Second strength of this budget was renewable energy indigenization. Finance ministers have mentioned that there is going to be exemption of custom duty on raw materials for solar panels, inverters, and battery manufacturing. Third is that there is a good handsome amount of allocation for transmission system. Domestic coal power generation is also focused in this budget. Infrastructure development, regional integration, Pakistan, Tajikistan, 500 kV transmission line. Lastly is the focus on petroleum storage capacity of Pakistan, which in this form of bonded bulk storage policy for petroleum products. What are some missed opportunities? There is no mention of electric vehicles. We were thinking that this budget would include this at least for two-wheelers and three-wheelers. There is no allocation for electric vehicles, no allocation for solar power plants or wind power plants. There are some environmental concerns because of that coal power plant. Lack of comprehensive energy conservation measures. Second last is no mention of CPEC related import coal power plants, because recently one coal power plants filed for bankruptcy, that is Port Kasim Port Power Plant. No policy for a roadmap for financial settlement of circular debt. What are different opportunities? One is that there is focused on public-private partnerships. Second is this budget gives us some sort of opportunity to legislate in terms of energy conservation measures. Like we have recently seen that Cabinet has approved the policy for earlier closure of shopping malls and other businesses. What are different threats that can affect the budget estimates? First one is mounting circular debt. Lastly is the limited mention of key energy sector institution like private Power Infrastructure Board, NECA, National Energy Efficiency and Conservation Authority. What is the winner in this budget? I would say the hydropower. What thing is missing in terms of climate and energy nexus is the mention of carbon credits or carbon taxation, as rightly mentioned by Dr. Wakar as well. So that's that. I would hand over to Akshay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Saab. And I guess you somehow mentioned that the budget focuses on the renewable energy and hydropower as the winner. 101 billion have been allocated for the hydropower, which is 11% of the SDP. And secondly, I guess we can appreciate the fact that there has been the exemption of the custom duty on the solar panels. With that, I would like to move towards Mr. Ahad Nazir.